So a lot of you guys have been asking for a bike check. It's going to be pretty brief, but yeah, here it is. This is my Ibis Mojo HD5. Yeah, this is the bike that I've been doing all the races on. I'll put some clips here. Size medium. This is actually, I raced a large Mojo HD4 in 2018. Sizes are a little bit strange this year, so yeah, I'm a medium on the HD5, which is essentially the same size and feeling as the large HD4. So yeah, this is the new colorway. It's pretty cool. It's like a tan sort of autumn leaf color, I guess. I don't really know how to put it, but I guess a tan color is the best way to describe it. We'll go to the tires. So up front I have the Maxxis Assegai on the front, and at the moment I have a Maxxis Minion DHF. These are both double down 3C, and they're in max grip as well. Yeah, 2.5s, pretty wide, and with the running Ibis S35 alloy rims, and they're pretty wide, 35mm, so the tire gets stretched and gives it a good profile. Also running a Vittoria airliner in the rear, just for the protection of the rim. And then in the front I have a Huck Norris, which is a little bit lighter. You tend to, you know, take the heavy hits with the rear end more. So for a heavier tire insert in the rear is definitely for sure needed. I feel like, I don't pay much attention to it, but I feel like I'm maybe one of the only racers in the top 20, 30 that run a 650B bike this year. So yeah, definitely will be changing that for next year. Being a 29. Running KS 175 dropper with a fabric saddle. Looks pretty tidy with the orange. I'll bring you guys down so you can see the bike in more detail. Running the KS 175 dropper post. The only thing I would comment is that this top tube is a lot different to the HD4. So it comes down and then it flattens out. Whereas with the HD4 it came like this and then swept up. So there's a lot of C-post here that is not really needed, and it looks pretty silly too, but yeah, just been dealing with that, so that's how it is. And Fox suspension front and rear, Fox 36. I will put my settings on the screen here. Fox Flow X2 air shock, and the settings are here. So yeah, they're just basically, you don't have to take these settings and try them and think that they might not necessarily work, but it's worth a try. As far as the suspension, I feel like I run quite a soft setup. A lot of people that jump on my bike and bounce it around the car park are very surprised at how soft it is, and I think people believe that the faster you go, the harder your suspension needs to be, but that's completely not true, and it's something that I used to believe in, was the faster you were going, the harder your suspension should be. But I now run everything pretty much open, and yeah, maybe dropped 10, 15 PSI lower than what I did in 2016 and 17. So yeah, I feel like that's a positive. I like the feel that I get as far as traction and grip, and much more responsive with a faster rebound as well. But a couple people have asked for my settings and I've given them, and they punch in those settings to their own forks and they love how it feels. I think it's something that you have to adapt at first, but eventually once you do, you know, you ride something more than once, you get used to it, you adapt. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, we'll go to the cockpit. So we're running the Lizard Skins grips. Pretty cool. Custom etching on there. Yeah, I really like this detailed pattern. So on the side where your palm is nice and smooth, but then where your thumb is gripping on, is like a very like unique pattern, as you can see there. It's like maybe like a rumble strip, I guess. Like that could be a way to describe it. And then where you're gripping here as well is all the exact same pattern. So yeah, they're my favorite grips I've ever used. We're running the 1UP Components bars. These are the 35mm rise. I prefer a higher rise because from breaking my elbow years ago, I can't straighten my elbow fully, so this just helps bring the front end closer to me. Also got the 1UP stem with the EDC tool. I usually run a CO2 canister screwed into the bottom of here, but not right now. K-edge mount for the Garmin, for the GPS and everything. Running the Shimano XTR brakes, front and rear, unreal feeling and modulation. Running 203 rotor up front, 203 rotor on the rear. Running Shimano XTR 12 speed. Excuse the dirtiness of this, but yeah, it's been super reliable this year. Other than the brake rub, I'll let you hear the silent hub. Pretty nice, and my bearings are pretty dry by the sounds of it as well. So yeah, been really enjoying using the Shimano stuff. Shimano cranks with the 34 tooth chainring. Really like the Shimano XTR pedals. Yeah, just not that much of a platform, but enough. And these little grippy bits on the pedal actually do help. So yeah, really like the feel of them, and they're light too. Yeah, as far as changes that I am aware of on the HT5 frame, running bushings now instead of bearings, different linkage. Quite a fan of this little plastic piece drilled into the frame. Just stops rocks from getting into here and jamming up. So the loam that you see here is just piled on top, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, running a carbon bottle cage. I mean, you can see that my shock does hit off my bottle, which is not ideal. So yeah, that's not exactly great, but I mean, it's not exactly, maybe you could just run a smaller water bottle, I'm not sure, but I don't have any smaller ones. The bike as a whole has been really, really good. Very capable, very playful at the same time, and yeah, I've definitely enjoyed my time on it. Hopefully you guys have had a little bit more of an insight as to my setup. Sorry it's not any more detail, I can't really think of much more, but if you have any questions, drop a comment below and I will always respond to you as quick as I can.